It's story time with Cheryl Shauna, aka Sunshine Murray. I felt so excited. I had got a comment today from a subscriber that said they really like these stories. Well, they said true stories. So I am assuming that she feels like the story that she heard was true. Okay, it's story time. This is where I need you, subscribers, the viewers, friends, tap on in. Let me know if you like these stories. Let me know if you think the story is true about. Let's talk about it. Let's get deeper into these stories. What if they are true? What if they are real stories? Well, I'm definitely not sharing any information with family or friends if the stories are true or not. I wouldn't do anything like that. I would probably narrate it a little different, put a little animation on it. But today's story, blood, is liquid like water. It's coming straight out of Compton. That's right, you heard me. Straight out of Compton. Okay? Straight out of Compton. All right. So it's 6 a.m. in the morning. Gunshots have been heard through the evening all night. Ah! The mother cries out in the middle of Rosecrans Boulevard as her son lays bludgeoned to death, laying on the ground. They took my baby. They got my baby. The oh so familiar cries that we hear out in an urban city, and we don't quite know who they is. It's just an expression of saying they did this, and I cannot believe that this happens to me. As the brothers and sisters and the neighbors and everyone runs out, now the LA helicopter is flying around in the sky. Now LA County Sheriff is there, and it's a whole crime scene. They check his pulse. He doesn't have a pulse. They begin to try to give him life-saving techniques. They put on oxygen. They begin to do compressions on his chest. And he is no longer with us. His spirit rose from out of his body and up into the air. And this began to be a gloomy day, which was a sunny day. They say it never rains in Southern California, but it started to get really, really dark, and it was thunder, and one of those good rains that it rains in California, it began to run like rain like that. And as the rain came down upon the ground, the blood began to follow the water into the sewer line. And as this body bled out, help him, help him, help my son. And as the technician comes and the ambulance and the first responders, they say, Miss, we are sorry to inform you that he's not breathing any longer. His girlfriend runs up and she calls his name out. And she was like, oh my God, they killed my man, they killed my man. And she's running up to try to get to the body. Law enforcement, family members is stopping her as his body is laying down on the ground. As a neighbor, an older gentleman begins to say, get him up and get him out of here. This is horrific. For all four. It's Miss Lika in this. What up, though? What up, Miss Lika? So all of this is going on. It's raining. It's pouring down, raining. The morgue has come. The crime scene investor is on the case. They're looking around for cameras. Did anybody see anything? Of course, nobody's going to cooperate with law enforcement or murder scene or investigators. They don't know who did it. They don't know who's watching. And there's one person who had a room camera, and they go and the investigator knocks on this house and they said, we need to confiscate this camera. And she goes, I don't want anything to do with this. I am getting ready to move out of here. I can't take it living on these streets any longer. I am ready to go. Please, I don't know who's watching you. Why is the police at my house? This is like if the police came to your house in the middle of a murder investigation on your block, you don't want them there because you don't want the people involved to think that you saw anything. And here you are with the only camera. And the officer goes, well, we're going to get a warrant to get that footage and we'll be back in a couple of days. And she said, I don't snitch. I don't know anything. If anybody out here, I don't want nobody to know that I have anything to do with anything. Because now the neighbor's feeling unsafe. Because if the person or people responsible, or they know somebody's responsible for doing for murdering this young man, they're going to say she has the Ring camera, and they're going to run up through her crib. They're going to run up through her house at night. That's how I would feel. So she says, you do what you got to do. I'm out of here. She leaves. She goes like a couple of hours west to like Rancho Cucamonga to a family member's house. And the police was telling her, well, don't go too far, the investigators, because you got that Ring camera. We want to see what happens. So I understand, I get it. So the neighbor, she goes off to Rancho Cucamongas for a couple of days. The family is just totally devastated. They don't know who did this, who committed this gruesome murder, who committed this crime. So now, you know, it's the thing gang, the gang thing is going on now. Now the gang thing is going on. So now there's going to be retaliation and through the streets all night for the next couple of days. If you know about Compton, it goes down in Compton. It goes down in Long Beach. It goes down on the east side of Watts. It goes down in LA. It goes down. Okay, if you ain't from that hood, if you not wearing the right colors, I'm telling you, it will go down. You know, just not to sidetrack, but I had West Lim, Ghetto Majesty out in Long Beach, and this was in the early 2000s, and Ghetto Majesty had red on, and I had to save him from being murdered because he had on red. I had to intervene with the homies, and I had to let the Rolling 20s know that, hey, he from Detroit, he just a rapper, because they was like, fool, what set you from? Take that red off. He had on a red hat and some red other than he had to take his hat off. We was right in front of Calvin's at the record shop when Calvin's was there then. At Uncle Calvin's, Marvin's, you know, the record shop. You know, Snoop's uncle's record shop, okay? So back to it. If you are not from there or certain places, don't be there. So this person who was laid out on the ground, come to find out, was a OG. Not a triple OG, but just a regular OG, right? And so now somebody could have gotten stripes or a tear under their eye for smashing the OG, for killing the OG. So now it's really about to be terror through the neighborhood. For real, off rip, it ain't playing. It's about to go down, right? So, the Lanyos, some Lanyos, some 60s, some 20s, some Great Street Cribs, and all of the leaders been having meetings about doing, breaking, stopping the violence. Some of the older OGs been talking to the younger OGs about telling them how to stop the violence and all of that. So some of the rival gang members had a meeting the next morning, and they was like, we ain't put a hit out on the OG. Nobody from our crew killed the OG. All of the sets was like, ain't none of us did that. Nobody caught no hit out on the OG or anything like that. So we're trying to figure out what happened to the OG, because we don't want a war. We don't want retaliation. We've been having peace treaties. We trying to figure out who done this. Okay? All right. So as the night goes on, you know, the young heads, they not going to listen. Anything in purple, anything in green, anything in blue. Everything was getting shot up all during the night. All night long. There was retaliation killings, and we did not even know who murdered the OG. Okay? We don't even know who murdered the OG. All right? So, but listen, this is just the intermission to Blood is Liquid Like Water. We are definitely going to continue this story later on. We're going to do part 2 and the finalization of Blood is Liquid Like Water. I just wanted to put a little bit out there because this story is literally going to blow your mind away. So I want you guys to tune in. Thank you for tuning in, Miss Lika. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for the shout out. It's good to hear from you. I appreciate anybody who's watching the videos, who's taking the time out to subscribe to the channel, who's liking the channel. I will also support you back. Thank you, because you don't have to take the time to watch this video. You don't have to take the time to subscribe. But those of you that like this content, hit like, subscribe, share the video. Definitely to subscribe to other people's pages. We want you to come on over to the DET Awards on YouTube. We're running up the page. It's the DET Hip Hop. Send your videos in. We will share your videos. We're having a $1,000 contest for the best video content in the DET Hip Hop Awards group. Okay, so what I need you to do is stay tuned this evening. I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to share it on the Facebook for Blood is Liquid Like Water. The Compton, straight out of Compton story. You let me know in the comments if you think this story is true or if it's fake or what your ideas of about it, or if you just have something that you want to talk about. You could definitely do that. Okay, it's Cheryl Shauna on Facebook. It's Sunshine Murray on Instagram. It's Cheryl Shauna on TikTok. And it's Cheryl Shauna on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Tune in later tonight so we can finish this straight out of Compton. Blood is liquid like water. The suspense. Thanks. It's Cheryl Shauna. Peace.